Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. Track 1, 10,000 Hours.
Okay, this is the holding cell. Everything's produced by Ryan Lewis, okay, guys? Everything. Every song. It's all produced by Ryan Lewis. It wouldn't be
Macklemore and Ryan Lewis otherwise, you know.
If there's a co-producer, we'll let you know.
Well, I'll tell you this, Moles. It's not stinky yet. I actually give the song a flat 6.
Totally disagree. This is my second least favorite song on the album.
All right, what's your rating?
3+. I just have one thing.
God.
I just have one thing to say about this off top.
All right.
The sound.
You were telling me about the sound that starts out the song, and you're like, what is this?
Well, I've never written this before in my notes. I've never said this on the show. Ow.
It hurt?
Yeah, give it to him, Mel. Play the first 5 seconds of this song and let him hear what this thing sounds like.
All right. I'm going to have to
I'm taking out my headphones, though.
Well, first, because I did not download this thing because I don't want these files. I need to pull it up. First, I need to go private on Spotify so nobody sees me listening to this. They said, Mel, we never really thought you were that, like, superficial. Well, listen, I don't want anyone to even think I enjoy Macklemore. All right, here we go.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
This man sounded like Mos Def in the daggone torture chair.
Guantanamo.
Yeah.
That hurts my ears. It might just be me. It might just be some of the frequencies that I hear as the captain. But you're starting with a 4.
What?
You're starting with a 4.
The frequencies you hear as the captain. I heard them too. All right. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt.
We're at a 4 now. We're at a 4. Just to start, within the first 5 seconds, I'm in pain. I've never been in physical pain. I've been in like spiritual pain sometimes, but this hurts. It hurts to hear.
I mean, I don't think it was
because you've got listen. You don't clean your ears. Your ears aren't clear.
I clean my ears often. In fact, I have this, what is it called?
Well, you can't clean your ears too much or that's another thing.
Oh, yeah, I know. But what's it called? Queenery. Not even making this up. This sounds like a joke. It's not a joke.
It sounds like the fakest shit.
It's like Queenery. And like there's a apostrophe over one of the E's, like Quinere or something. I don't know. But you can find it at your local wherever. All right, look in the freaking health aisle. But no, my ears were clean. I wrote.
So we're at a 4 with the beat, and then once Macklemore lays those sweet verses on top,
relax.
We get it down to a 3.
Relax. I won't even tolerate that as sarcasm. Listen, I feel like musically, all right, the curtain has opened. I'm not sure what this sound is. I'm not sure what's going on, but I mean, at least I'm paying attention. It's prisoner
abuse. You just said it's Guantanamo.
Well, I didn't feel
it's sound torture.
I didn't enjoy it. I didn't hate it, but it grabbed my attention. So I'm like, where are we going? And then we get the freaking reverb claps and pitch 808s, and I wrote Happy Boy synths. So of course this title, the track is titled after apparently the Malcolm Gladwell book Outliers.
You can't see it because this is an audio show, but I'm doing the jerking off motion with my right hand.
So you've probably heard about this from people. I guess there's something in the book about this theory that if you put 10,000 hours into anything, what is it, like you're a master of it or you'd be successful with it, something. All right, look, that guy. All right, the proof that this is a flawed theory and concept is in this album. You know, they said, Mel, you don't cuss on this show. Well, listen, I'm just channeling Eminem. Okay, what do you say? It's like Will Smith, doesn't have to wear, Matt him and you too. Okay. I'm not reading no Malcolm Gladwell lying about 10,000 hours. All right. So that's what this song is named after. And right up top, we're getting some rap about rap. And what I mean by that is when rappers rap about their circumstances as rappers.
Pitchfork.
He says, regardless of now, Pitchfork being a music review publication, regardless of Pitchfork cosigns I've jumped, make sure the sound man doesn't cock block the drums, let the snare knock the air right out of your lungs, and those words be the oxygen. Just breathe. All right. Look, I don't care for Pitchfork either, but don't talk about them. I had to learn myself. I once made songs rapping about publications. Not good, not a good listening experience. All right. And I'm going to have to say this a lot. I'm prompted by this. Just breathe. You don't have to be so dramatic, bro. All right. I'm going to say this for the rest of the review. You don't. If this is what you like, then keep doing it. But if you're just doing this because you think it adds to the record, it doesn't. It detracts, takes away from the record. Don't do this. So he keeps going on and on about his work, his labor as an artist. Got an iTunes check. Second time we've heard iTunes checks mentioned this month on Rap Rankings. Schoolboy Q rapped about iTunes checks on Habits and Contradictions, I believe. But he's like, shit, man, I'm paying rent. About damn time that I got out of my basement. About damn time I got around the country and I hit these stages. I was made to slay them. 10,000 hours. I'm like, okay. I'm sighing as I'm listening. But it gets worse. Because he says David Bowie meets Kanye shit. Now, to be fair, this is when Kanye West was this. He said recorded between 2009 and 2012. This is when Kanye was still a symbol of like drive and perseverance and dedication, I suppose. He wasn't yet a symbol of complete psychosis. So I get it. He was still like a figure in hip hop.
Isn't Kanye kind of Kanye meets David Bowie in a way? Like, hasn't Kanye taken a lot of cues from David Bowie himself?
He's taken a lot of cues from everything. That's his thing. Taking cues and distilling it.
I mean, really, like, some of this shit on here is really just groan-inducing. I'm going to have to introduce one of two segments that I'm going to be doing on this review. The first segment, because there's so much on this album that I could specifically highlight going through every single line, and I can't do that. I can't do that to Mel. I can't do that to you guys. I can't do that to myself. So I'm just going to, on each song, target just the thing that bothers me the most about it, when it comes from Macklemore, at least. Second verse. I observed Escher. I love Basquiat. I watched Keith Haring. You see, I study art.
Are you stopping there? Because there's something he says after that I was actually going to talk about. The greats weren't great because at birth they could paint. The greats were great because they paint a lot. Listen, no, they were great because they knew people. Let's stop lying to artists, especially in a song that's supposed to encourage them. Okay? Enough of this. I'm going to wrap this all up towards the end of this song, but like, stop. We got to stop this 10,000 hours crap. Stop this dedication, perseverance crap. No, money and networking. That's what you want. That's what you need to focus on.
Right. All right. Meet a drug dealer, become a drug dealer yourself, or network your ass off and be a very charismatic individual and do shit for people for free.
That's art is the least important part of your enterprise. Listen, I think it sucks too. Don't think I'm happy about this, but I'm just telling you the truth. Okay.
And if anyone tells you in the field of music journalism, just keep working. The cream will rise to the top. We'll hear you when it's time. You got to know one thing.
No, that's just their way of keeping you out of their inbox because they hate getting emails.
And I would too, honestly. So I get it.
Look, he's talking about this is dedication after the David Bowie meets Kanye thing. A life lived for art is a life never wasted. 10,000. Like,
again, that delivery, that stilted, dramatic, high school play delivery.
I actually mentioned that word later. So we come out of this first verse and then we get this white lady hook. Just when I say white, you can imagine white lady hook. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Get into verse 2.
No, our my second segment.
Okay.
So Macklemore has a habit of what I think is hearing artists on the radio and stuff like that, and wherever you hear artists in 2012, and wanting them, but not wanting to pay their price because he's independent. So it's like, where can we get the Dollar Tree version of this person?
Right.
And on each song that has a sung chorus or a feature, I'm going to tell you who he wanted, but
or who
instead
you think he wanted.
Settled for this person. This is Skylar Grey.
Oh, okay. So you think he wanted Skylar Grey on this?
He didn't want Skylar Grey. He wanted Skylar Grey, if you feel me, you know?
I'm not sure I do, but continue.
He didn't want to ever get Skylar Grey. That might have cost way too much money. But can we get someone to do some Skylar Grey shit on here?
Right. Okay. Well,
so
yeah.
Our first fake collaborator arrives. They're like the new fake movies that come out on Hulu and Netflix and stuff. They're like off-brand, just slightly something off about it, you know, that grocery store shit.
We do have more of that. So if this is Skylar Grey, that makes sense. I can hear it. So we get the Skylar Grey ass hook that I don't care for. And then he goes into this verse too. You already covered the I observed Escher portion, so we don't need to discuss that.
You see, I study art. Fuck you.
All right, look. He starts out, I stand here in front of you today all because of an idea. I could be who I wanted if I could see my potential. I'm going to say this word a lot. Broadway. This is the most Broadway album, and I'll continue later on. This man's talking about, all right, now just let me cook on this because I got a bit to say here. I will not be a statistic. Just let me be. No child left behind. That's the American scheme. I make my living off of words and do what I love for work and got around 980 on my SATs. Take that, system. What you expect. Generation of kids choosing love over a desk. Put those hours in and look at what you get. You get a podcast hosted by two failed artists that are now tearing you down because we know artists can't afford to be seduced by this reductive, maudlin, platitudinal content. We know better. Oh, by the way, this podcast, more successful than anything we ever did as artists. And you could say it's because we were whack, but so was Macklemore, and he's more successful than we ever were. So that can't be it. And we put in way more than this 10,000 hours. Look it up, all right? Our print is all over the internet. So case closed. Stay behind the desk, kids. Just let it be a hobby until it's safe to be a livelihood. And you know, I want to add something else. Usually on this show, when I'm less depressed, I'd be prompted, you know, at the mention of his SATs to compare my SATs to Macklemore, you know, which would be even better because, you know, must I play it? I think I must.
And you ain't black.
And we know about standardized tests being tailored to the whites. So if my SAT was higher than his, it'd be a win for my people. But I thought, man, I might have to do conversions because he could have took it during that time before they changed the scoring system. And then they changed it again since I took it. So I got to think about when he took it to when I took it. And I want to get through this review as fast as possible. I don't want to be here. But then I thought, fuck it. I'm always looking for a chance to talk about my terrible high school experiences, right? And if this is going to be an evisceration of Macklemore, it should happen on every front, including academia. So, folks, my SAT score, when I took it, was a 1790. Now, let's see. If he's been rapping, this Professor Macklemore or whatever, okay, it's 2000, he probably took his SATs in like the 90s or something, right? Something like that. So,
Professor Macklemore, yeah, probably late 90s, I would say.
Something like that. So if he got a 980, that was on the 1600 scale. I took it when it was on a 2400 scale. So I got a 1790 out of 2400. He got a 9800 out of 1600. Or not 980 out of 1600. So with that being said, I did the official like college board conversion. They were telling me that my score on that scale, I believe it was a 1600 originally. It went to 2400 for my era, and then it went back to 1600. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But here's the point. On that scale, I'd have a 1280. So whether he was taking it on my scale or the old scale or the new scale, it's still higher than him. So guess what that means, Macklemore? It means I'm smarter than you, quote unquote, because these standardized tests are crap. So, and here's the thing. That score that I got, 1790, 1280, it's not even that good. I hung around valedictorians in high school, so I was mad insecure. I was depressed, suicidal. I didn't turn in homework, okay? The people I hung around, Cena and Kinchel and all of them, they graduated with the white robes. I barely graduated. Fun fact, okay? Not because I was stupid, obviously, hopefully, obviously, but because I didn't care, you know? So my score was unimpressive to them. So this ain't no flex. I'm just, like I said, saying this to prove that I'm quote unquote smarter than Macklemore. This is an evisceration, right? Well, I have a higher SAT score than Macklemore.
I can at least say this, right? Until I find out what he rates Not Guilty by Jay-Z out of 10, I'll say that you're smarter than Macklemore, sure.
Yeah, I gave it a 9, folks. Sue me. All right, I don't like R. Kelly, but the song's a 9. 9 to me, all right? What? Anyway.
Did you just say it's a 9 to me, I ain't white?
I did not. I said anyway.
Oh, okay. You ain't black, I ain't white. It's a new, it could be a new catchphrase. You might want to trademark that.
Listen, we've established that Macklemore belongs on Broadway. He meant to get Skylar Grey. He's lying to artists about what it takes to be successful. Mm-hmm. And I'm smarter than him. Now, here's the thing, though. Verse 3, he says, same shit, different day, same struggle. Slow motion as time slips through my knuckles. Nothing beautiful about it. No light at the tunnel. I presume he means the end of the tunnel. For the people that put the passion before them being comfortable. And I wrote, oh, look, he's telling the truth. But unfortunately, the music got worse during this portion. Before, I just kind of felt no ways about it. It felt like Broadway, but then it just got too Broadway during the verse where he's finally telling the truth. And I'm just like, And then he doesn't he tells the truth, but then he goes back to the drama, and then he throws in some really bad writing. Raw, unmedicated heart, no substitute. Banging on tabletops, no substitute. All right, subs don't toot, they boom. Okay, they don't toot. Tweeters might toot. You know, like what are we doing, Macklemore? What are we doing, Mackle? You know, I don't do this because I get some pleasure out of it. Trust me, I'm depressed. Okay. Doing this album. I don't do this because it's fun. Now, if you've listened to the show, you know I don't enjoy tearing people down.
I will say one thing about the SAT thing, though. I think he's saying that's a bad score, and he still made it. No,
I know what he's saying. I know what he's saying.
You know,
but I got a higher score, and I didn't make it. So what are we saying, really? At the end of the day,
good point. Good point. Touche, Mr. Mackle. Touche. So, do you hear those explosions in the background, by the way?
I don't.
Folks, I'm reporting live here from the Gaza Strip on Rap Rankings. Things are
you make that joke? I don't know. That might be problematic. I don't know. I don't know what's going on that strip. I just know that there's some sort of conflict.
There's a big conflict here, and there's lots of explosions going on. Stay tuned to Rap Rankings. If Macklemore is my last review. Oh, boy.
I'll say this before we move on, because I'm in jerk mode, clearly. If anything, Macklemore being successful in spite of that proves my theory that smart or stupid people have it better in the world. The dumber you are, the easier it is to live. When you're smart, life gets more difficult. It does. I'm sorry. You may disagree with me. But I think being smart makes... Well, they say ignorance is bliss, right? The more you know, the harder life is.
How many hours did you put in, though?
I'm not saying I'm a genius.
Did you put in 10,000
I'm clearly not.
hours?
I'm an idiot. I messed up my life, and I had to do a podcast, which thankfully is going pretty well, you know?
Well, I'm asking you, did you put 10,000 hours into the music?
You know we did.
We didn't.
We probably put 10,000 in just the 4 years we were doing it, and that's not counting.
Crazy. That's crazy.
I think we did.
That's crazy talk.
No.
That's a lot of hours.
If I'm wrong, I was rapping a whole 9 years prior to that. So what are we talking about? I know I put in 10,000 hours. I know you put in 10,000 hours. And I know we still broke doing a podcast. So Macklemore is a liar, and so is the guy who wrote the book. All right?
I mean, when we say 10,000, do we mean 10,000 actually sitting there and working, or 10,000
we did that.
Fucking, 10,000 fucking shooting the shit and fucking...
No, I don't shoot that. I don't shoot that. I don't shoot anything. I don't own a weapon. All I'm saying here is that Macklemore is successful in spite of his bad SAT score, which is whatever because standardized tests, they're crap. But he's dumber than me, and he's more successful, and he's whacker than me. I think I was a better artist too. So, what does that say about the world? I'll leave it to you listeners to figure that out. All right, but I'm gonna finish up here. Starts talking about I'm feeling better than ever, man. What is up with you? Scraping my knuckles. I'm battling with some drug abuse. I lost another friend, got another call from a sister. I'm sorry to hear it. But when he's talking about my only rehabilitation was the sweat, tears, and blood went up in the booth, I'm gonna stop you there too. Artists, people, therapy / medicine greater than art. Okay? I'm not saying don't use your art as a coping mechanism. I'm saying get some real help in addition to that. All right? Because I put all that in art for many years.
This is why he stopped being Professor Macklemore. He lost his doctorate. He violated the Hippocratic Oath.
Now, he's never a real professor. Okay? He was a fake professor, and he got caught.
He got a 980 on his SATs. He's going around calling himself professor. I just thought of the correlation. What the fuck? He's a fucking maniac, this guy.
All right. Last thing I got to say. This bridge. Last thing, not lastly. It's the part of the show where it all fades away when the lights go to black and the band leaves the stage. And you wanted an encore, but there's no encore today because the moment is now. Can't get it back from the grave. And then he repeats it.
Like hour 5
he repeats things a lot
podcast.
On here. And look, okay, repetition is a tool, a refrain. It's a thing in music. When he does it, I just feel like I'm at a play. He repeats it. It doesn't feel like a refrain. It just feels like repetition. It feels like he's saying something twice. It doesn't feel musical.
And that he's just like, what do I say? And I'll just repeat.
Well, it's not even like a what do I say, but it's like that was profound, so I'm going to say it again. Like, no, bad. It's bad. I think this is bad. Now, here's the thing. This is how I'm going to wrap up. They say, Mel, why a 6? If you sound so negative about it. Sounds like you dislike this thing. Maybe at least a 3 or something. Because here's the thing. The music isn't the music. I'm talking about the lyrics. I'm talking about the music, the production isn't as bad as the music we have coming up to me. And because the sentiment of the record, admittedly, appeals to the romantic in me. Okay.
I truly disagree with you saying like musically, this thing hurts my ears.
Well, see, yeah, we know it hurts your ears physically, so I don't blame you.
I mean, I can't get past the music at all. And these lyrics are just, they're shit.
Yeah. Look, the sentiment appeals to the romantic in me. All right. Yeah. Look, the artist struggle. I relate. I've been there. Still there in a lot of ways. In my heart, I'll always be an artist. Now, I don't stop making art. I just don't expect to make love off of it. Or not love. Make what? I don't expect to make love off of it either. Woo! No, I don't expect to make money off of it. But here's the thing. Yeah. Although it appeals to the romantic in me, I just know it to be untrue. So there's no way I could support this at the end of the day. I feel for the artist struggle. I just can't condone the insanity of it anymore. And I'll say this, that was all said as he records a 52-hour podcast that proves he obviously still has a commitment to doing things for the sake of art and excellence and not just money. So, hey, what do I know?
Have we put 10,000 hours in yet on this show? I think we have.
Well, judging by people tweeting at us every week, just like pointing out the length of the show. Yeah, we know it's that long.
Is this a 4-hour podcast? No, it's a 4-hour and 3-minute podcast.
Yeah, to be more specific. But yeah, we can see it. We know. We talk about it every episode. And it's by design. It's not like we get carried away at the end like, how did we do it again? No, we're doing this on purpose.
I told you we needed to be in and out of this place in an hour. And you
Man, every time we get in here, we just get to talking, fooling around. We done sat up here and spoke for 7 hours. No, we do it on purpose. Okay? Come on. All right. That's all I got, man.
We have families, okay? We have to inform them, hey, we're going to do that thing. So it's like going away to the war,
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we're in Malcaltraz,
They've heard enough from Mel,
our,
the bitter failed artist.
It doesn't matter. We're being transported from our holding cells into general population now.
Well, sure. I suppose you're saying we should move on to track 2.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're going to have to integrate here with general population, and there's about to be a fucking musical number.
Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform.